What is going on YouTube? It is QuikSnoopy, and today I want to talk about the new update, which is the matchmaking update that everybody is talking about. And I also do want to mention the Kiev Major is coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned for that because that's going to be an insane tournament. Also, if I sound a little bit sick, it's because I am sick, but I really wanted to make this video because it's important, and I think every Dota player should really look at this. So I don't want to waste too much of your time. Let's go ahead and talk about this update. It says that today's update focuses on improving the matchmaking experience with restoration of solo queue, the addition of phone linking, and multiple other adjustments. So it kind of gives you like a brief summary right there. And it says quality matchmaking is a core component of any enjoyable Dota session, and today's changes work to address several issues that can affect the player's experience when queuing for a game. Alright. The first one right here is the linked phone number. The first major change is that players must register a unique phone number to their account in order to queue for ranked matches. I'm going to keep reading this. Players using multiple accounts to create a negative matchmaking experience at all skill brackets, so our goal is to add just enough friction to this process that the number of players doing this will be noticeably reduced. Having more players using their primary accounts will have a positive effect on both ranked and unranked matchmaking. There will be a 2-week grace period from today during which players have time to register a number, but starting on May 4th, accounts without a registered number will no longer be available for ranked play. If a account is removed from if a phone number is removed from an account after registration, a new number can be added, but there will be a 3-month waiting period before the removed number can be registered on a new account. This is to prevent using the same number on multiple accounts. Online services that provide phone numbers are not allowed. So my opinion on this right here is I really like it. I'm kind of upset about the fact that it took Valve months and even years, because Dota has been out for years, but I've been complaining about this for months. I've seen so many different posts on Reddit about it these past few months that they finally decided to do something, but I'm kind of curious why they didn't do this months ago or like years ago. The reason I'm upset about it is because I've gotten into numerous games. First off, I want to say that the MMR system I feel like is messed up. People are going to disagree with me on this, but when you have people on your team who intentionally feed, or people on the other team who are smurfs, right? Like, let's say you have a player who is 5k, 6k MMR, and he's playing at a 1k MMR level, of course, like, he's going to win. There's no doubt about that, and that's unfair. So now I'm losing MMR because I'm playing against a guy who is 6k MMR on a 1k MMR account. The other issue I see here is that you have to register with a phone number. Most people have phones these days, I think. But if you're a kid, maybe you're like 12 years old or something, and maybe you don't have a phone yet. I know there's some like young kids that have phones and stuff. But if you don't have a phone, and maybe it's, for financial reasons, I don't know. Everyone has a different story. Like maybe your parents don't want you to have a phone. Maybe your parents are trying to save money, and I don't know, man. But regardless of what the reason is, not everybody in this world has a phone, which it can kind of ruin the experience for some players. People may not get the full experience, and if you're a kid, you may be able to use your parents' phone, assuming that your parents have a phone, which again, most people do. So I don't see this being too big of an issue, but it's one of those things where it certainly could be. That's pretty much all I have to say about that, to be honest. The 3-month waiting period, that 3 months is fine. I think it should be higher than 3 months, if anything, but that's alright. Solo queue. With the return of solo queues, solo players who enter ranked matchmaking can now choose to be matched only with other solo players. Any player who selects this option will be placed into matches where all 10 players are queuing solo. So, currently, if you were to play solo ranked before today, you might get matched with, or you would you might get matched with people who are in a party. So let's say like you solo queue for a ranked game, and there's people on your team or the other team that are partied together. So you have like two friends, like a guy on his team has his friend playing with him. Problem with that is I feel that party MMR is inflated. And it's not that it's inflated or deflated, but think about this. Like I know somebody who's 4K MMR, right? Like 4,000 in solo, 4K solo MMR. His party MMR is 2K. That's because he never plays party MMR because he just plays solo, solo ranked all day. So if he were to play with me, right, would be playing at like a 2K MMR level, but he's technically 4K. So his solo queue is 4K, but his party is 2K. So he's most likely going to win 2K games easily. That's the issue I have with party MMR. So the fact that you can choose an option to only play with people who are also solo ranked is a really, really good addition to this update. Let's go ahead and read the party changes. So starting today, if a player's solo MMR is higher than their party MMR, queuing in a party will result in matchmaking assigning a higher MMR to that player. Effectively, these players will search for a match as if their MMR were halfway between the solo and party MMR values. Again, let's use that 4K player as an example, right? His solo is 4K MMR, his party is 2K. Halfway between 4K and 2K is going to be 3K. So he's going to be playing at a 3K level, which again, that's a huge skill gap between 3K and 4K MMR. So I don't agree with that either. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, it even says that with current party MMR generally reflects the likelihood that you'll win a given match correctly. We found that when a solo MMR is drastically higher than a party MMR, the match becomes extremely volatile, resulting in an unpleasant and uncompetitive experience for both teams. Again, I'm upset at the fact that it took you years to figure this out right here. Like, it really shouldn't have, that's the thing. Like, we've found out. Like, how long did it take you to find this out? So, I'm kind of upset, but at the same time, they're doing something about the situation. So, I can't complain too much, but for a guy who's been playing Dota for 2 years, every day for 2 years, I think that this is ridiculous. So, simply having an even chance to win over the long run does not necessarily correlate to having competitive matches, but this change will make it so that the matchmaker is able to take into account both the party teamwork skill component and the individual capability of the players on both teams. With both players having the same mechanic applied to them, the chance for each team to win over a large sample will still be the same as before, but with reduced volatility on a per match basis. Oh my. Alright, matchmaking behavior. This also includes several changes intended to remove undesirable behavior from the matchmaking pool. Undesirable behavior. Like, there's a lot of things I don't like in matchmaking, but let's just go ahead and look at this. First, being marked for low priority matches now results in a duration-based ban from the ranked queue, in addition to the current game count-based low priority requirement. The ban will start at a low threshold or a few hours and increase up to 4 days for players who are very frequently in low priority. Next, it should go without saying that while the wide variety of playstyles that Dota players bring to a given match will always be welcome, intentionally ruining games for other players is never condoned. To help address the concerns in this area, we've also added better detection for clear cases of intentional feeding and will be applying stricter punishments to those who violate this rule. I don't know what to say about that. I've seen a lot of people who are just bad at Dota. Doesn't really mean they're intentional feeding, but at the same time, you're bad at Dota, I don't know why you're in my MMR skill bracket. Finally, we've also added detection for users that are botting, and with this update have issued a permanent ban to a large number of recently detected bot accounts. This should help resolve several areas which the bot accounts have a negative effect on the experience of the Dota community. I don't even know what that means. Regional changes, so ranked matchmaking will no longer be available in South Africa, India, Dubai, and Dubai. We will update these servers as the unranked populations in these regions grow to the critical mass needed to be able to support splitting the user base into ranked and unranked queues. Here's the part that irritates me right here. While there are some players that use these servers for ranked, the low populations made them prime targets for various ranked matchmaking abuses. I don't even know, like, what do you mean? Like, what various ranked matchmaking abuses are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. For the time being, players in these regions will need to join ranked matchmaking queues and one of the other nearby supported servers. I've never even played on South Africa, India, or Dubai servers, so I don't really know like what they're trying to get at here. I mean, the update was good. I'm just complaining because this stuff should have been done a long time ago. But let's go ahead and hop in Dota so I can show you guys how to adjust these settings. Alright, so I went ahead and opened up Dota here. First thing I want to know is that it has the update. First off, if you want to read it like inside the Dota client, you can just read it here. I also want to note that you can associate a phone number with Dota. You just hit, find match, ranked match, and then associate number. And I don't really know what phone number it's associated with, to be honest. I'm really not sure, because I just did this and I'm not really sure what that means. So, no. That's interesting. Phone number will be associated with your Steam account. Okay, so I think it's the one that's associated on your Steam account. So, anyways, right here, I'll go ahead and click on the settings on the top left. We can go to options. At the bottom, you'll see advanced options. Let's go to advanced options here. And on the bottom right here, it says strict solo ranked matchmaking. And if you check this, you will not be matched against parties when playing ranked games. So that's pretty much how you wanted to do that if you ever decided to change the setting. I'm actually probably going to do this, so I think that is just helpful. I don't know. But it's up to you. This is all personal preference. And of course, you have all of your other settings here too. I did want to say thank you for watching. I hope this video helped. If it did, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.
Isn't easy to show with the weight of the world on my shoulders. I know I told you it's the best slide I know. It's not a game that I am playing.